Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 15, Episode number 3,355. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us from his basement dungeon studio, and once again we will sit and spin. Today is very spooky. Spooky. The 10 creepiest horror movie theme songs of all times. Spooky. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, drinking and joy.
All right, here we go. Billionaire blast Gilligan's Island theme song on a loop non-stop, just to piss his neighbors off. Hey, that skull on your mountain looks awful real, said the man with an uncomfortable cough. No, it's not. Woman impersonates a prosecutor before dropping criminal charges against herself. Hey, by the way, again, I gotta ask, is that a real head sitting on your shelf? No. And Sparkplug, the 200-pound missing tortoise, has been found. Thank God. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, yesterday, scientists at NASA, they announced that they confirmed the presence of water ice on the moon. And it's more abundant than originally thought. Now, to most people, this news was akin to watching paint dry, as science no longer means anything to people. But for nerds like me and NASA scientists, frankly, it gives us a chubby. Who knew water could be so exciting? Hello, anyway. Okay, well, water on the moon does not get much of a response, but yesterday we did ask about the worst drinking water that you've ever had, and people had a lot to say. Now, mostly what people had to say was that the state of California, from San Diego to Sacramento, has the worst drinking water in America, to the point that if you live there, you choose bottled water over the tap, and there's nothing wrong with that. Unless you're a particular woman in California who discovered that a coworker of hers was putting his semen in her water bottle.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Apparently she discovered, and I quote, milky white substance in her water bottle on several occasions. But sadly, semen-tainted water, still better than radioactive water. Seems that our friends at the Fukushima nuclear plant, they're running out of storage for all the radioactive water from the 2011 nuclear disaster. So they might release it into the Pacific Ocean, which, of course, is also made of water, just not the radioactive kind. But today, the point is, we're talking about water. I mean, it could be something like, Mike Hogg, you may have had to deal with a turd in a pool from your time as a lifeguard. Maybe you fell in the shower. Maybe your house flooded. Today, this is what we want to know. Why was water important to the story?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Small businesses are ready to thrive again and looking for resources to rise to the challenge. That's why Dell Technologies has assembled an all-star lineup of podcasters for the third year in a row to create a virtual conference to share advice and inspiration for small businesses. Whether you're still working remotely or back together again, let Dell Technologies help safeguard your business with modern devices and Windows 11 Pro. Search Dell Technologies Small Business Podference on Odyssey.com, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts starting May 10th.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all's and away we go. Welcome to Season 15, Episode number 3,355. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Oh, man, is this a guaranteed future repeat?
I can feel it.
Once again, Ryan Castle will join us from his basement dungeon studio. We will sit and spin in honor of Halloween. It's a very spooky sit and spin. Spooky. It is the 10 creepiest horror movie theme songs. These are not theme songs that you know. This is not like a Nightmare on Elm Street or anything like that, or Marilyn Manson or whatever. These are the actual theme songs from some of the scariest movies of all times. The 10 creepiest horror movie theme songs of all times. Coming up with Ryan Castle as we will sit and spin, and he is at home. Huge announcement this morning with BJ and Miggs. Tuesday, November 10th, we are doing it live. KISW presents Live Day 2020. That'll be live this year at KISW.com and on page. That's exactly right. We are doing it live. And most like
guys,
much like 2020, what could already go wrong? You know, we're not going to do it at the casino this year.
No.
We're doing it here in the studio. You get to join us, though, if you hook up with the Facebook or stream us at KISW.com. It'll all be live. Sound effects, commercials, the music. Nothing will be pre-recorded. Once again, this day, it is an off-the-charts ultimate radio high-wire act, and you can be a part of it.
Yes, you can.
Yes, and we are apparently
without
part
the
of it
stress.
as well. That's right. BJ and Miggs in our show going completely live during Live Day 2020. That is coming up. Visit KISW.com for more details. We're going to do that on Tuesday, November 10th. Hope you can join us for that show. It's going to be a great time.
I'll see what I can do.
Currently under the preparation stages right now for Live Day.
That's correct.
Coming up with some good stuff. You know, we do on Tuesday. We do sit and spin. So Mike is working diligently as we speak right now on that. We've got a good one up coming up for you, as well as a great one today. So get fired up for Live Day. Live Day is presented by our friends at the Advocates. So
of course it is.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
They know what they're doing. They like to stress us out.
Today we're going to talk about water. Water comes into many stories as far as good, the bad, the ugly. We're also going to give you a bonus side question today because so many people want to share it with us. Where is the worst place that you have ever had a glass of water in your life?
People have very strong feelings. We're still getting emails about it this morning.
It's insane. Apparently, and let's not take it for granted, we have great water here in the Pacific Northwest. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I've yet to find a place that has better tasting tap water.
Maine.
Maine
Maine is famous for their water.
Get out
Says
of here.
who? People from Maine or everybody? Like someone from Maine saying, like, I don't care. But if someone visited Maine and said, look, there's not a whole lot to do in that state, but I just stood next to that tap and drank glass after glass of refreshing Maine water.
It was one of those shows. I can't remember. It was like a food show or a travel show. The guy was in Maine, and Mainers are dead serious about their water because I think the ground has a bunch of aquifers.
Okay.
So,
Well, they got to have some. It's Maine.
but literally, like they had people taste test, like, man, that's the Maine water. That's the good stuff.
Oh, damn. All right.
There was a story today. I thought it was pretty interesting, just based on the pictures alone. The Arkansas River. All right. Apparently, it's a decently clean river to some degree.
Really?
All right. Believe it or not, it's decently clean. The pictures of the river were people just getting absolutely hammered, floating down the river in inner tubes.
Sure.
People drinking, getting all messed up. You know what I mean? There's people standing in the water there, drinking beers. It's kinda
Peeing.
yeah, the whole deal. All right. Well, it was like Dasani or somebody. They have leveraged that they want to drain 10 million gallons a year from that river and then take it to Denver, Colorado, run it through their distributing plant, and sell that to you as delicious spring water, which it is. It's
all right.
Yeah. But they're, the environmentalists, they don't want any of that crap going on there. They don't want to take that.
And I would think the people that, hang out there, it's our water.
We're sure if we're going to go water today or not, but I guess at some point last night, Steve, you said that your wife just started laughing.
Yeah, we're watching a football game. She's on her phone texting someone, whatever. But, like, she's laughing to the point where there's tears. And I'm like, what is going on? And now when I mentioned this friend's name, but this friend, they were on the backside of a panic that they had earlier in the day. So this particular friend has 2 school-age kids, approximately my kid's age. And 2 weeks ago, she decided to get a kitten for the kids.
Do you know what they named the kitten?
I don't. Probably not Rainbow. But,
Okay.
so she got a kitten. The kids are excited. It's a good experience, teach them some responsibility with the pet, blah, blah, blah. Well, last night at some point, as I understand the story, she couldn't find the cat. And they got a little panicky. And again, it's a kitten. And one thing about cats, anyone that has a cat knows this. If a cat doesn't want to be found, it will not be found, right? That's just the case. So she kind of blows it off. No big deal. But the kids, on the other hand, they really want to find the cat because it's still new. It's exciting and all this kind of stuff. So she can't find it, but she points out that she couldn't find it for 27 minutes.
Time out. 27 minutes or 57 minutes?
27 minutes.
27 minutes.
27, which to me seems odd.
Mike, it is 2:30. It's 2:30 right now. Just notate that because at 2:57, all right, we will make another mental note about this story.
All right, so I can't find the cat for 27 minutes, but no need.
So the cat's lost, as we know, is from right now.
Yes,
right
now.
now.
Right now, we decided to look
very
for the
exact.
Well, that's what
It
I
is.
thought, right? And again, my wife is choking, trying to explain the story to me, right? She's just laughing, tears are coming out of her eyes, but I'm saying what you're saying, like, man, 27 minutes is so specific. She said, well, the reason she figured out it was 27 minutes is because when she went to take the clothes out of the dryer and put them in the washer. Sorry. The kitten was in the washer. The kitten had gone through an entire cycle in the water. Right. Now, Ted, that was the point I was going to make. It's not that you're in there for 27 minutes. As a human being, we understand what happens inside of a washing machine. For a kitten, it doesn't. So this kitten had 27 minutes. So I want you to imagine a twirl that climbs in this enclosure. Then the lid closes, all right? Then this thing very slowly starts spinning. Now, you're a kitten. Maybe it's fun. You're spinning real slow, and there's a pile of clothes. They're soft.
I'm saying this is a front loader, by the way.
Then you get sprayed with water, all right? Not for long, but you get sprayed with water.
Yeah, there's a substantial amount of water that goes in there.
Well, not at first, and then I'm going to spin you around a little bit more. Then you get sprayed again, and you realize that as it keeps spraying you, none of that water's draining. Now you're just floating with the clothes. And now this thing starts shaking you back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. And then it slows down for a second, and the water drains. And maybe the cat thinks to itself, thank God that is done, because wait a minute, what does that sound? Oh, that's more water. That's more water. And now this thing shakes me back and forth, but now it's spinning me around in circles.
I think it's a front loader, and it's tumbling.
I am not positive. I kind of hope it's. Look, the cat survived. Let me just point that out. But keep in mind, for 27 minutes, it's getting sprayed. It's getting whipped around in circles.
Thank God for the environmental aspect of that. All of our washers are that low water impact stuff.
All right.
So compared to an old washing machine,
right,
which could take 5 or 6 gallons of water to do a load of laundry, typically the ones that they have now use about a gallon. So that might have saved the cat's life, if that is the case.
Either way, at some point, and keep in mind, after getting sprayed twice, then it gets soaped and sprayed again. And then the final thing, after probably 25 minutes of this nightmare scenario for this cat trying to figure out what in the hell is going on in its world, it's then spun to breakneck speed until it's dry-ish, right? Now, keep in mind, she does not know that the cat is in the washer. So the cat is having this experience without anyone else knowing. So she opens the washer. She thinks the cat is dead. And so I'm asking my wife, like, hey, man, I have questions. I understand she's a little panicky, but so what did the cat look like when she opened the washer? Her exact response, and I quote, it looked like an effing dead wet cat. So whatever you picture, that's what it looked like. The cat was then taken to the vet. It was resuscitated, help, whatever the case. The cat did survive. I don't believe with any long-lasting effects.
How would you know if there's no long-term damages? Did you ask the cat?
Did it go through concussion protocol?
Right.
All I do know is that the cat is back home, and while that is safe, there is a unique curvature to the tail. That is,
oh, no.
So, anyway, our friend, she's kind of upset about this, which I understand. And I said, hey, man, this is an idea because this is an important moment, right? You have kids. Here's the kitten. You have to be cognizant of this stuff, to make sure it's not going to jump. So you should write a children's book about the potential dangers of something like a washing machine, dishwasher with pets, and call it WAP. That was my suggestion.
I mean, that
because it's the truth. I would buy it. Like, look, the number one best-selling children's book, WAP.
Could you imagine being responsible for taking the life of a pet that you just brought home 2 weeks ago?
No, I can't.
That's not a fish.
That's right.
Well, I mean, there's expectations, and maybe that
that
you understand that going in if you have an aquarium.
No, we do.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking about goldfish in a bowl. They die easy.
I explained that to my daughter. Daughter's like, Daddy, the fish is only like 2 days old, right? Fish isn't swimming. This thing's all clouded over, and I'm just floating upside down. I'm like, oh, she's sleeping, right? My daughter keeps staring at it like, Daddy, I don't think he's asleep. I'm like, all right, your fish is dead. Like, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. If you're going to call me on it, yes, that's why he looks like that. Don't watch what I do next.
Was she upset?
Yes, she was upset, man. She was like 3 years old. This is her first quote-unquote pet.
Oh, no.
Dude, it looked bad, too. It didn't just look dead. I mean, it looked like dead, like horror movie dead. And the eyes are all white, like zombie fish dead. And I was hoping she was dumb enough to buy that it was asleep, but she wasn't.
Yeah, I told you, when I was in grade school, one report card actually got good grades, and my mom was like, oh, we'll go to the store, get whatever toy you want. My sister talked me into getting these goldfish. A week later, we came home, and she goes, oh, they're sleeping. They were dead. And you see that smile on my face? Because I wanted a toy.
Because you didn't want the fish.
No.
No. Hell no. She did.
Right.
And they died.
But I don't know why that's always, every kid says the same thing. Oh, look, they're sleeping.
Well, it's the best thing to say. The problem my friend has, like with the cat, with the kids, man, they know it's in the washing machine. Like, no, that cat looks dead, bro. That is not sleeping. Mm-hmm. But it did survive just, as far as I know. I believe it is still alive today. That's all I know.
Our question, why was water
laugh, man.
important to the story?
It was bad.
It was bad. I can't believe she didn't try to resuscitate the cat or shake the cat away.
I think she did, but she still took it to the vet, and the vet's, you can only do what you can do.
The cat was clean, though.
This super wet, clean, dead-looking cat.
Okay, we came up with a couple things. First of all, thank God that she washes her laundry on cold.
Yeah, because she'd done that on
hot. That was hot water. The cat
or bleach.
Any of those things. The cat probably, thank God it was colors and it was a cold wash. You know what I mean? Because if not, you're right. You put any bleach in there, sheets, hot water, towels. That's a dead cat, man. There's no way that cat lives through that.
Right. So in the book,
and I'm telling you, it's a front loader. I'm telling you, that cat got tumbled the entire time. I feel worse
if it's a front loader because I feel like at some point you should have seen it.
Like, the front loader continues to tumble. It's tumbling the entire time. Where if you have a top loader, yes, it's agitating. Yes, it's going back and forth. It does spin, but it's not necessarily like crazy spin. When that spin cycle hits, man, I mean, that cat is probably just passing out.
I'm picturing this poor cat just holding on in a top loader and just for dear life.
It's not. We still have 20 minutes to go from the time we announced the cat's
in there. Only 7 minutes have passed.
I'm going to see if we can find it.
Do you think it was like hanging on, like looking out the window, like, help me, help me?
Yes! If it's a front loader, you know he's trying to stare out, like, look at me.
Yeah, if it's a front loader, I just feel like it would just be getting tumbled and tumbled.
It is. Punished. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this thing is just...
I'm saying it's a top loader. But I don't know.
I'm also wondering, was the cat already in there before the clothes got at it?
I don't know. Because, again, they just didn't know where the cat was. And
it's a kitten.
Kitten, yeah.
All right, so lesson be learned here. If you have a kitten, check your washing machine and the dryer.
Or cat. Yeah. I mean, because look,
and check it out in my book, WAP.
Cats like sleeping on top of clothes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The only thing that cats like sleeping on top of more is whenever you pull out a book, a magazine, or your laptop. I mean, let's face it. Yeah. You get on a computer, they're going to sit on the keyboard. Other than that, they like a comfy little spot where they kind of curl up and do all that thing. Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
Someone says, I think the cat may have passed out during the spin cycle from all the gravitational pulling, which may have saved its life to a degree. You know, you pass out, so you're not panicking.
Maybe so. Because you know when your washing machine's on spin. Out of all the cycles that you have, that is the one
What's
cycle
in the washer?
that you can actually hear from a different room, and you kind of know that your clothes are close to being needed to be moved. So,
okay, it was a top loader.
It was a top.
Yeah, I
told you.
I had to text
How
her.
did that cat get into the top
So it was
loader?
a top loader. She saw them when she was at their house. Okay, so it was a top loader. I'm telling you.
This cat's just in there, just surviving.
That's what I'm saying. He's just holding on for dear life.
I mean, is that going to traumatize that cat for life? Well, that cat.
Oh, yes.
But you don't know that because the cat's only a couple weeks old, so you never know what the cat would be like in the first place.
I say we check back in a year from now, and they're like, I don't know, this cat just doesn't like us.
Hey, someone else says, I had a cat in our dryer for 7 minutes. He was never the same after that.
No.
See? Someone else said they should name the cat Snuggles.
Now, just remember this. Since we began this conversation, the cat has still only been in the washing machine for 9 minutes. This cat still has almost 20 minutes to go.
About 18 minutes.
Yeah, about 18 minutes
That's
to go.
not over. So just 18 more minutes.
It is what it is. But
Cold water soap.
We'll let you know at the exact time at 3:50 or 2:57 when the cat would have been found. So as of this point, and as we go to commercial break here, you have to remember that cat is still in the washing machine. We're going to assume it's on the agitator cycle maybe right now.
I think
because
about
the water's
now,
been full. You know what I mean? Now it's starting to do the thing. We're starting to clean the laundry. Cat's on top. He's trying to swim. He's got his paws up. He's looking for a pair of jeans, something to keep him floating. You know what I mean? He's alive, but he's struggling right now.
And it's dark.
Yes. Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Small businesses are ready to thrive again and looking for resources to rise to the challenge. That's why Dell Technologies has assembled an all-star lineup of podcasters for the third year in a row to create a virtual conference to share advice and inspiration for small businesses. Whether you're still working remotely or back together again, let Dell Technologies help safeguard your business with modern devices and Windows 11 Pro. Search Dell Technologies Small Business Podference on Odyssey.com, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts starting May 10th.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Okay. So, cat's been in the washing machine for 22 minutes. Still has 5 to go.
5 minutes left.
Probably on the spin cycle at this moment in time.
I would
think about 5 minutes out before the end of the load. You're on the spin cycle. So the cat at least is not going to drown at this point. Unfortunately, it is going to be on the worst ride at any fair you've ever gone to, just going round and round and round and round and round as fast as it possibly can, as fast as the machine can go. This is going to take place for about 5 minutes. So right now, the spin cycle begins. The cat's still in the washing machine.
But they're still looking for it. They're still looking for it.
We understand the vet bill was a little bit hefty on this one.
Yes.
For the brand new cat. All right, question today. Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jeremy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
So to start off with, I just hit 300,000 miles in my car.
All right. What kind of ride you got?
It's a 2000 Volkswagen Beetle TDI.
Damn. Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's getting about 50 miles per gallon, so that's why I drive it back and forth to work.
Hell yeah. I mean, because you're definitely not looking stylish.
No.
I mean, you're the guy in the Volkswagen Beetle.
Right. So my story, when I was stationed at Fort Bragg, my ex-wife thought it would be a good idea to cover our trampoline with a plastic tarp.
What was the thought process on this? Just to save it from the winter?
To save it from the weather. The problem is being that it's North Carolina and the rainstorms we have, it became a pool.
Also, the whole thing sagged in by the weight of the water, and the tarp was keeping the water in.
Right.
So what do you do to get it out?
It was hitting the ground, and then basically it was completely full of water.
Okay.
So I had to go out there with a broom and slowly push the tarp down to get all that water off of it to try to save the trampoline.
Did you save the trampoline, or did it stretch too much?
No, it seemed to be fine afterwards. It wasn't, the water didn't stay there that long. But, like I said, it was enough to drain.
Oh, okay. Well, man, I live beside a guy in lovely Glen Burnie, Maryland, and for the entire time I lived beside him, the dining room / living room area in his rancher was covered by one of the biggest blue tarps I'd ever seen. And I just assumed that eventually, they would fix the roof.
Right.
They did never fix the roof the entire time I lived there. Matter of fact, that was one of my big things when we were going to sell the house. I'm like, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to sell the house next door to Sanford & Son. This huge ass blue tarp on top of the roof. Like they never fixed it, man.
Yeah, my neighbor, the house I live in now, been there, 5.5 years, basically. And same thing. They had a blue tarp on the roof. I thought, of course, they're going to fix whatever the damage is. It's 5.5 years. That tarp is still there. I think it may have expanded, actually. Like, they're just...
The hell with it.
Yeah, F it.
Yeah.
At least we don't live somewhere that's wet.
Just so you know, the cat is still in the washing machine. The cycle is still running. There's still 2 minutes to go in the cycle, and the cat is still in there. Feasibly, from what we understand, the cat is still in there.
Yeah. So you're in the house looking for the cat, talking over the washer. Like, has anyone seen the kitten?
Was the cycle only 27 minutes, or did they realize that it was in there?
I don't have a definitive answer to that, man.
All right.
Because like someone pointed out, they said 27 minutes is kind of a short wash cycle. On average,
thank God for that.
You're going to get 50 minutes. But so it may have been, it took them 27 minutes to realize the cat had already been in the wash. I don't know. But either way, they discovered the cat.
Do you think you would hear the cat and they're like, meow?
Meow. Based on the evidence I have, no.
No.
Give me the up out of here.
Yeah.
This sucks. Cat's still in the washer, by the way. Still got 2 minutes to go.
No, we're counting down.
Just so you know.
It's only got a few seconds.
Our question, why was water important to the story? 206-421-RON.
How close are we, Mike? 10 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Cat's still in the washer. And now they found Fluffy.
Okay,
there it is.
No, the washer just stopped. That doesn't mean that anyone went there right away. Nobody goes right up to the washing machine when it ends immediately.
I'm trying to make the story better.
Cat's still in there.
And we don't know. She might have just realized at this point the cat's in there. I need to open it. We don't know the 27.
My understanding
she went to the dryer to move things through.
Oh. This was going to change the load of laundry. So it could have been in there for longer than 27 minutes.
How often are you standing above your washing machine just ready to switch it? You know what I mean? You go like, oh, yeah, close her in the washer.
Especially when you're looking for a cat. Hey, man, I'll get to the washer in just a few minutes. I need to go look for this cat.
I mean, that's what I do, but I also don't put live animals inside my washing machine.
That's a strong way to start.
Yeah.
Why was water important to the story? 206-421-RON.
I don't want to be judgy, but I feel like I have one up on this family household.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Eddie, may you continue to rock out in the hereafter.
Hola.
Just one of the many reasons why I'm calling this the year of hindsight, gentlemen. Rather fitting, don't you think?
What's that now?
I'm calling this the year of hindsight. Because it's 2020. Get it?
Yes.
Oh.
Vision jokes, brother.
I see. Okay.
All right. So to avoid the recent spat of long-winders lately, the reason why
that's
water
that's not a very good beginning.
No, the reason why water was important to the story, well, it shorted out equipment while I was doing work. Rain specifically.
What happened? Do you want us to guess? Okay, let me guess. So, you're outside. You're working on a.
So I'm a civil engineer, and one of the things we have to do is we test concrete slabs for flatness and levelness. So we take this little machine, walk it across the surface, and it tells how flat and level the slab is. Thing is, we have to hook it up to a palm top. Yes, one of those old dinosaur palm tops from, 80s, 90s. Mike, I think it was you who mentioned that hospitals are still using technology that's like the 80s something? Yeah, we're dealing with that as well.
Well, it's more important in the hospital, I think, but yes.
Yeah, but anyway, the thing is, so the machine itself, water's not going to bother that, but the palm top, if water hits that thing at all, it's pretty much, we have to send it in for repairs. And unfortunately, one of the first times that I had to do what was basically a solo flight, it was raining and I didn't think about it, and I had to call my boss to say, I need help. And not the first time it's happened, mind you. One of the more recent times it happened actually was like last year when we had to do testing in a massive rainstorm.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, maybe they shouldn't test it in a massive rainstorm if it doesn't work in the water.
Right.
Sorry.
They call baseball games because of rain.
Right.
Yeah.
They figured it out. By the way, people are doing some research as far as that. So some people weren't quite sure what we were talking about. If you missed toward the top of the show, a friend of ours, their cat was in the washer. The actual washing machine for 27 minutes, all right? So I'm getting
Cat's
more.
alive.
The cat is alive.
Just so you know.
Apparently the tail looks a little different, but otherwise, I believe.
Do you have a picture of the cat? Can we get a picture of the cat?
I don't know, but someone, first of all, I'm getting confirmation. Apparently, they were not going to the washing machine to change the load. They finally guessed, hey, the cat might be in the washer.
Oh, so it could have gone through the full hour.
It could have gone through the full thing, all right? So it says they figured it out, all right? So they couldn't find the cat anywhere. I guess they looked at the washing machine. Maybe they had that extra, like someone will put a shoe in the dryer.
Yeah,
you can tell.
Like,
what is that? And, it's Suds McKenzie there.
Someone soft bones of a kitten.
Yes. Someone else says, I looked it up. In the average speed of a washing spin cycle, 800 to 1,000 revolutions per minute.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is dizzy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not only
that cat has a concussion.
Yeah, exactly. He is knocked the hell out.
He's barking right now.
Why was water important to the story? And right now I'm assuming they're trying to resuscitate the cat. Because it's been out of the washer for 4 minutes.
It's been out of the washer for about 4 minutes.
The kids are now crying at this point.
The kids are crying. The mom's crying. As it was explained to me again, the quote was, because I said, well, what did it look like? So then effing dead wet cat. And then it was promptly taken to the veterinarian after this for a low price.
Okay.
Low price.
Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. All right, so I was living in Florida during Hurricane Andrew, right? And the day after the hurricane, it was in the afternoon, I went out to jump in the pool, and I saw on the bottom of the pool there was looked like a lounge chair, right? So anyway, I jump in, I'm thinking I'm going to go grab it. I get about 3 or 4 feet from it, and it moves. It's like a 8-foot alligator.
Oh! Was the water murky from the rains? Is that why you couldn't make it out?
No, it wasn't really murky. It's just that I didn't really look at it hard. I just kind of glanced at it before I jumped in.
And
yeah, it was an alligator.
It's an alligator. Like, what is your reaction? Because you're in the pool with it, right?
Oh man, I got out of that pool so damn fast, man. I almost pissed in the pool.
Absolutely.
Hey, Terrell.
Yeah.
I got a real quick similar story to your washing machine story, but it doesn't have quite the nice ending that yours did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
My wife's girlfriend, she's like 50-some years old, never had a pet. She didn't really like animals. Somebody got her a kitten, and she just fell in love with this thing. It would sleep on her and sit on her shoulder and watch TV. Anyway, so one day they can't find the cat, and her roommate was, helping her look for the cat. So anyway, the dryer cycle ends. She goes in there to get her tennis shoes out that she put in earlier that was clunking around, and they cooked the cat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my story's much better.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the cat's okay. Okay.
This cat survived.
The washing machine and the dryer should have a warning on it.
What? Don't look for your pet?
Yeah, check it before you shut the door.
Well, they just assume that you will.
I mean,
assume that you will.
but if you can't, you crawl back into the back, and no one can see you back there. You're all
I think
snuggled
then
up.
you need to figure out what cats, how they read, because they're the ones that seem to need the warning.
Do you need to get a new dryer after that?
Would you in general principle?
I would think so.
What do you think your lint trap looks like?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's no way you just want to throw your clothes in there after that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm putting it up on Craigslist.
Yeah, no.
I'm only
calling
saying,
Albert Lee at this point.
That's a lot of money, though.
what if you just got it?
Right, I mean, like, man,
You didn't do it on purpose.
The cat or the dryer? I mean, you
The
could
dryer.
You
I'm
can
saying if you-
replace both.
You just got this dryer.
right, man, we just drop money on this thing. Like,
I mean, people live in homes where people have died. Why not have a dryer where a cat died? That
put it
sounded
like that.
horrible. But
No, that sounds very sweet.
You just don't tell the potential buyer. Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Willie. Welcome to the men's room.
Skinless bangers.
Hola.
Hello.
So, 2 separate times, my nephew, my sister's son, once in a river, once on a lake, a frozen over lake, fell through the ice in the lake. I just stopped thinking, and I ran out there, slid onto my belly, and grabbed a hold of him as he was going down. I grabbed him by the top of his hair, pulled him back up out of the frozen water, got him out. Then the other time, down the river, same thing. He slipped, fell, panics. I get a hold of him. He's panicking. The both of us are going down, and luckily the water shallowed out. And but he damn near killed me that time.
How old was he How old was he when this happened?
Well, the first time he was much younger. He was like 5 or 6.
Now let me ask you, how deep was that lake? If you didn't grab him, if you didn't jump out there and slide, would he have gone down 20 feet to the bottom of the lake? Was it a deep lake?
It was a pond, to be honest, but it was probably 10 feet.
Okay.
At the deepest, and he was near that. But then, I mean, that kind of pond, it's muddy and deep mudded and gross at the bottom.
Did you have to resuscitate him?
No. He wasn't underwater more than, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, he was scared and was going down. His boots, he had boots on, and the boots were filling up with water. He was heading down.
Were you watching him walk out on the ice? Was he ice skating? I mean, was there a reason for him to be out there? No adult said, hey, that's not a good idea to walk on thin ice? Because he's not that big. Look, he's 50 pounds or whatever. Like, he's breaking through ice. The ice isn't ready to be walked on.
Yeah, I was watching him, but the family were inside, and I mean, we were in the country. We were country farm kids, and it's just a little lake, and I don't know exactly. I mean, I think I was about 12.
Yeah, I mean, we lost a kid when I lived in upstate New York, and because it got so cold and we lived on the water, right? So you had Runquoit Bay and you had Lake Ontario, and people would snowmobile, they would drive, because, I mean, it was just so cold. And you could be in Wisconsin, Michigan, same thing, but at least once a year, we had one less student in the elementary school, inevitably somebody went through the ice. I mean, this was every year. I mean, it was weird.
So, does your nephew know that you saved his life twice? Does he recall these instances?
He remembers the river incident, but he doesn't remember the pond incident. I don't think so.
Are you like the favorite uncle? I mean, shouldn't you get like some kind of, you know what I mean? Like a bottle every, holiday? Or, I mean, is like a thank you, anything like that? Is he an adult now?
Yeah, I mean, he lives in Las Vegas area right now, so I haven't seen the kid in years. But
he can UPS you a good bottle of booze.
Yeah.
Or he can let you spend the night.
He's a tattooist. I should get some ink out of him.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. I saved your life. Give me some free ink. That seems fair.
Or just get a tattoo of him like drowning. You know what I mean? Like hands flailing.
There you go.
Yeah, get a whole back piece.
That's a good idea.
make him use his time for it. Don't pay.
Man, oh man,
that's insane.
Well, remember I've told you Bernie's youngest once. They were at his brother's house that had a pool, and same thing. Like, just somehow the kid opened the gate. They come outside, and he's just at the bottom of the pool. Now, granted, Luke is 10 now, and it's fine. But for years, he kind of heard the story. I don't know if he remembered it, but can you imagine like a 4-year-old just being like, I almost died once.
Right.
I know.
Luke, don't say it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
My daughter pulled a 2-year-old face down out of the kiddie pool. Two moms are just chatting. They have no idea. She looks down. She thought the kid was blowing bubbles or something like that. The bubbles were actually just coming out of the kid's lungs. Yeah. My daughter reaches down and picks the kid up and starts shaking the kid and trying to figure out where the parents were. And the two moms, they still they still wouldn't stop. Just go and you're like, whose kid is this? Like,
And they're still talking.
And then finally, somebody came over and helped my kid. But if Ava didn't notice that kid would have drowned.
Jesus.
Sure. Yeah. I was very proud of her. She was only like 9.
How could you not be
10
proud
years
of
old.
her?
Yeah, exactly.
Next time, leave him at the bottom.
Right.
Of course you're proud of
And
her.
I was like, what? You saved a kid from drowning? Like in the kiddie pool? Like, where are the parents? Parents would just absolutely check the F out. Who puts a 2-year-old who can't swim in a pool and walks away?
Them.
Right?
Mike, did you ever save anyone? I mean, I know you're the life.
Before you got fired.
Well, I'd never like to say that I actually saved anybody, but if I wasn't there, problems might have happened, I guess. I did actually have to jump into the pool for at least 1 or 2 cases, throw in my little red floaty. I mean, it's kids that they slipped a little bit too
Were you
deep.
on a chair?
Yes.
Did you go lifesaver leap or did you go in head first?
No, lifesaver leap, man. It's got they teach you this. You got to
I know. I'm just asking. I mean, but for
He's an Eagle Scout,
for the
Miles.
standpoint of getting there a little bit more efficiently.
It was not a high chair. It was just a little mini step chair.
So you did a lifesaver leap. You went in. You kept your head up. You swam toward the kid. And
did the little flutter kick on landing, so I kept my head above water.
Do you hook the shoulder, come up through?
Oh yeah, I was the best at that. I had that maneuver down. It's just apparently cleaning was a really, really big issue.
That's one of the hardest things.
How many kids did you not save?
We lost a lot of good kids out there.
Yeah. Well,
they were dark times.
Look, man, when you get your life saving
His skin was on fire as he used too many chemicals.
There's some people out there that like to have fun with the test. So in our case, you swim out about 50 yards into a lake, and then there's the biggest instructor out there, right? Now his job is to do what anybody who is struggling in the water is probably going to do.
Panic, flail.
Panic and try to drown you. They
Right.
need to get up on top of you. So you have to learn how to basically water wrestle.
Yes.
And you have to learn how to
Sounds
turn a
sexy.
body. Yeah, but this guy's just having the funnest time trying to drown you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, and he's enjoying it. He's pushing your shoulders down. You know, you're 13, 14 years old. You're trying to figure out a way to fight him. Ultimately, if you do get pushed under, what you learn is you pop in between the legs, you come up through the backside, and you grab him from the back, and then you hook the shoulder, right?
I do that same maneuver, but in the bedroom, friend.
Yeah. But as a kid, it's not fun when an adult is drowning you and laughing in your face. Because they're having a great time with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, then if you could finally hook him, then he'll start flailing again, and you got to drag his ass in 50 feet. It's a pain in the ass, man.
Oh, I had fun with that part.
You did all right?
I absolutely nailed it. Yeah, the one that was training me reached out to try to get me, and I may be a fat dude, but I actually maneuver really, really well in the water. What do you know? Weightlessness really does a number on me. I used their weight against them. I grabbed them by the wrist and just pulled them over.
Twist them under?
Yeah, and then got in behind them, dunked their head underwater a little bit just to calm them down.
It's almost like you learned defensive karate.
You do,
know
and
what
it's
I mean?
awesome.
It's
It's
water
like a little
karate.
floaty.
It's like aki-jitsu. You know what I mean?
They should have put that in Baywatch.
Yeah, exactly. Why was water important to the story? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science, applied to life.